I want to talk about this administrative burden thing that we have to deal with. It's increased exponentially, definitely. But there's little things that I don't see as administrative burden as much as it could be a recapturing of revenue. And I know this is something that you're passionate about. My goal is to share insights and business strategies so that dental professionals like you can grow your company. My plan is to grow this podcast to reach and support more people in our field. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. It helps the show grow. Plus, I don't want you to miss an episode. Thank you for being a part of the journey. Administrative burden to me, there's a little bit that comes with it because there's a little bit of admin time that needs to be done in order to submit a claim. Okay, great. If they continually reject it and you're continually having to deal with it, yeah, that's totally an increase in administrative burden. But just appealing a denial is part of the process. And I don't know if people understand like how important that one piece of the process is. And this is kind of something that you love to talk about. So do you want to explain that, what I mean by that?
Yes, thank you for touching on this. And you even mentioned it to me. It is twofold. So as the dentist, we always have a little wool over our eyes because we're in the chair fixing the teeth and we have all these people out front doing these things for us. So the first thing you mentioned to me was, well, what if the person up front isn't even bringing the denials to the dentist? So that's the first thing I'm going to say is, as the dentist, I've had to make it a point to my front desk nicely, hey, I want to know the denials. I even just made a little letter bin on a desk and I said, let's drop them here. This isn't just your problem, right? And I know I have the words and the knowledge to get that overturned, right? So I'm going to help you bridge this gap. First of all, I want the denials to be kind of public so we're not scared of them. We're going to put them right here. We're also going to put them here because I'm going to overturn them, right? And I want like a physical visual of like, those are the things I'm going to overturn this month. So then I'll go further to say, once you as the dentist are being made aware of the denials, I look at them. It'll either usually, you'll understand this, it'll usually say it's not allowed in the plan, or it's, it's a denial based on a real insurance reason, which we just have to meet, or something's missing, right? Whether it's an x-ray, a greater clinical diagnosis, whatever they want. You could use the example of scaling and root planing and then wanting more about the bone loss, right? You could say, oh, the most famous one that always gets talked about is the cracked tooth. Okay, but it doesn't show on the x-ray. Okay, so how do you get this approved every time coming from the dentist herself who's met with the insurance executives? Well, the number one best way every time, they told me from their own mouth, is a photo. So if you just want to avoid everything, just take a photo that shows the crack. I know this is hard to get. I do it myself, the lighting, this and that. And then if you really, really want it, use a tooth sleuth. Because according to the ADA and all literature, the tooth sleuth is how we diagnose cracked teeth, right? Yeah. So take an x-ray if you want, but my photo and my tooth sleuth will do that. So there's that part. Then secondly, the dentist just has to write a sentence. So I can verify that at least 80% of my denials, maybe more, get overturned just by me simply responding. They say, oh, she can't have this, her dental health doesn't qualify for it. And then I say, no, she has this many remaining teeth. She might have 5 millimeters of bone loss, but these teeth have no mobility. This is her age. Yeah. This is how many years she's paid her premiums. And you're going to give her that partial denture. And I'm going to put it on those good teeth. And then I always sign it with, if you would like to know anything more, here's my cell phone number. Because you know what that lets them know? That lets them know I am willing and ready to talk about it. And I know they don't want to talk about it. Okay? Right. So I get no kickback. But these are things I want to share because I know other doctors think, including my husband, which is why I write them all. He's like, oh, I don't even have time for that. Oh, it's too much. I don't even know. Right? But 2 sentences, I get my way 8 to 9 times out of 10.
So it's important to note, though, his reluctance to do this is because he doesn't do it all the time. And once you do it a couple times, it's like, I guess it's like any procedure you do. It gets easier and easier. Like now you know exactly what to say. Exactly. But it's so key what you said. I don't think dentists realize this. The majority of claims that are denied, sent back to the office with no payment, typically go uncontested. Uncontested. And the plans all have the stats to bear this out. So, a little bit of pushback and make your case, because if you really feel it, then make your case. And then, of course, the patient then sees you're going to bat for it, because if you don't push and you don't get it paid, to me, that sends a subliminal message that it wasn't that important. And the patient's like, well, did I really need to get this paid? Well, I guess if they didn't pay it, at least I got it for free. I guess she's not going to charge me for it. And I think that's a terrible message to send. So if you firmly believed you needed to do it, then why wouldn't you fight to get it covered?
If you learned something new today, subscribing is the best way to support the channel and keep learning with us.
Would you like to hear more? Follow the link for the full episode.